So we're gonna get into the track footage in a little bit, but I think this might be a little bit of a bittersweet moment for the S2000. So I was having some blow-by issues at the track, and this started happening when I went to AMP a couple weeks ago. I was having the dipstick blowout, and it was actually even worse this time at the track. So we're actually going to start this video with a compression test on the S2000. Depending on the results, motor could be blown up, could be fine, who knows, but I tried a whole different catch can setup this time and it was still blowing out the dipstick at the track, but you'll see later in this video that S2000 really put in some good work this track event. So I ended up going to Podium Club, which is in Casa Grande in Arizona. It's a fairly new track. I think it's about a year old, but that track layout is really cool. And every session, I took this out for 3 sessions. One session with the M4, we'll see that in the video as well. But yeah, every session I just kept getting like 1 to 2 seconds quicker. And unfortunately, I was just battling that blow-by issue. So we're gonna see what the compression numbers are on this motor to see if it's still healthy. But I'm a little scared, but you guys are gonna see the reaction. I'm gonna film it live. There are a couple other things I wanted to discuss with this car. I think it could definitely go faster next time at the track. So I know the ride height right now is a little bit too low. It's kind of where I had it set at when I bought the car. So I'm not even sure, how much lower it is in stock. But normally with these cars, to keep the suspension geometry correct, you only want to go probably like an inch lower than factory ride height. And I can tell that I'm definitely lower than that. If you look at the tie rod angle in the front, they're supposed to be pretty much level with the steering rack, and the tie rods are kind of like pointing upwards. So definitely getting bump steer, and then the lower control arms are at a really weird angle too. So definitely not getting the full suspension leverage out of this. So gonna probably be raising up the car instead of spending a lot of money on like a bump steer correction kit and all that. Figured raising the car would be the easiest move, but yeah, the car performed absolutely amazing and actually way better than my expectations. But yeah, we'll see that later in the video. So before we get started with the compression test, if you guys could like and subscribe to the video if you're new. Almost at 3,000 subs, which is actually pretty crazy. I never thought this channel would grow that big, so I really appreciate the support. And I also do ask if you could write in the comments what type of content you guys want to see in the future. If you want to see more detailed tuning videos on E36s or Link ECUs or some other platform, I'll try to learn and cover. If you want to see some more POV driving videos, if you want to see more toge videos at night or during the day with my friends, I do have some more camera equipment I'm going to be purchasing to help with some more high quality production stuff. But yeah, I just want to hear from you guys, what you guys think of, do you like the track videos? So yeah, I just want to hear in the comments of what you guys want to see in the future, because this YouTube channel is for you guys. So the craziest thing of all this is to keep my dipstick from blowing out, we drilled a hole at the track and zip tied it in place. And we also added some zip ties to the PCV as well. That's how much pressure I had up in there. So yeah, we're gonna also check the oil level. But the weird part is I have this oil catch can, and every time I would empty it out after each track session, it would be pretty much empty. Just a little bit of water condensation, but no actual oil or anything. So it's pretty crazy. And I also have these 2 lines vented, and it just comes down to there. So, and then back to the intake. So yeah, I don't really know what the heck is going on, which is what's causing so much pressure in there, but hopefully this compression test goes well. So we're gonna let the motor heat up for a little bit and get the hot compression numbers and go from there. So the crazy part is, while the engine was running, I just opened up the filler cap for the oil, and there was a ton of air blowing out of there, like boost pressure almost. So I don't know, somehow boost is getting into the cylinder head slash valve cover. I don't know how that's possible besides blow by, but it's crazy how much air was coming out of there. I was really surprised. Well, we're gonna do the compression test and see how that goes. Yeah, I really don't know what to expect here, but we're gonna see. Curious to see what the spark plugs look like as well. I really hope this motor's not blown up. Oh man, there's a lot of oil in these filler neck, but when that dipstick popped out at the track, oil went absolutely everywhere. I was just sitting there cleaning it for like almost the entire length of the session, or between sessions at the track, just so it wouldn't catch fire. All that oil. Yeah, there's a lot of oil on these. I don't know if you guys could see that. But that's probably these little well seals blowing out too from that much pressure. And I might pull the valve cover too, just to see if there's somehow some sort of routing where boost is making it into this cylinder head some other way. I don't see how that'd be possible, but because these are both literally just vented out to the catch can, and those are the only places where it pressurized that. All right, let's see what these spark plugs look like. And comment below if you think the audio is good on this. Haven't been using my Rode wireless mics all that much, but just want to see how the audio quality is on this video. All right, here's plug number 1. Let's see what we got. Wow, there's a lot of oil on that. That is not looking good. Oh boy. Alrighty then. Okay, move on to the next one. But there was a lot of oil that spilled, so it could have just went into there, maybe. But, geez, I'm gonna have to clean those guys up. Yeah, I'm really surprised there wasn't a misfire from that much oil. That's actually very surprising. Car ran perfectly fine, so. Okay, what do we got for hole 2? Holy crap. Dripping with oil. Absolutely dripping with oil. But it doesn't look like it came into the combustion chamber because the ends of the plugs, the porcelain part, doesn't have any burnt oil on them, so don't know. Don't really know what the heck is going on here. But you can see where the pressure just exploded out of the valve cover seal too. All that pressure had to go somewhere, so blew out the dipstick, blew out the PCV. Surprised the oil cap didn't blow out either, because I know that's pretty common on these. Yep, another one absolutely dripping with oil. But I probably did half a lap after that dipstick blew out and just went absolutely everywhere. I don't know why some of these spark plugs are so tight in here. I tore everything to spec, so it shouldn't be that tight. Well, let's see this one. But yeah, I think that's just oil going into the spark plug holes. I really don't think that's oil from the cylinder itself. So those plugs would be a lot dirtier, not just dripping with oil. Yeah, just soaked with oil. I mean, I don't really see any concerns with any detonation on the plugs. The porcelain looks just normal burnt color like you would expect, but that's just a lot of oil. All right, next thing I need to do is pull the fuse for the injectors so we don't get any fuel while we're doing the compression test here. I think you guys are gonna see the results quicker than I am, so you guys let me know what the numbers are looking like. Yeah, so I went to go test this with just the air compressor, and the gauge itself is leaking. You can hear it. So, time to get a new compression tester. That's not very reliable for an accurate test, so we'll be back. Well, we got the old O'Reilly's loaner tool. See if this one works any better. All right, cylinder one again. All right, that looks much, much better. It's actually holding the pressure on the gauge. Okay, it's number two. That is not good. Seen about 125 on that one. Oh boy. Number three. That one's good at 210. All right, and then this is number four. That one is not looking too good either. That's about 200. I'm gonna go back to number two just to, I don't know, just to double check, but that one was very, very low. All right, here's number two again. Made sure the hose was extra tight. Fingers crossed, I don't know. Nope, no good. We got 120 again. Crap. Well, we are not looking good, boys and girls. I think what I'm gonna do, since it's the same air hose attachment to my air compressor, is I'm gonna make a little makeshift leak down test. Even though I can't check the leak down percentage, at least I can see where the air is coming out of or escaping. So either the bottom end crankcase, or maybe one of the valves is so out of adjustment it's not building pressure in the cylinder. That would probably be like best case scenario. But let's try to pressurize that cylinder, make sure that one's at TDC 2, that number 2. And then, I don't know, not looking great though. Okay, well, now I'm extremely confused. So I set top dead center on cylinder 2, making sure the piston's all the way up. I pressurize that cylinder, and you can hear a ton of air rushing out of cylinder 4. So usually if it's a blown head gasket, right, and you're getting a split between the cylinders, you'd have air in the adjacent cylinder, not like 2 cylinders over. So that makes absolutely no sense to me, how that would even be possible. But I don't know if you guys can hear this on camera. Yeah, all that air's coming out of that cylinder. Makes no sense. Okay, so I just verified top dead center again this time, and now instead of all the air rushing out of number 4, but I think the intake valves were open and it kind of traveled over to the other cylinder that also had open intake valves. But now when I do it, there's a ton of air coming out of the dipstick tube. And let me check. Yeah, not good. Well, now I'm extremely curious to see what the heck's going on here. So I think we're gonna pull the valve cover. I think this episode is gonna turn into figuring out how or why my motor is blown up, or if it's blown up. And then probably the next video after this, we'll get to the track stuff, because this is turning into a long one. All right, well, I went through all the proper steps to verify everything. I even did a compression test for a 4th time on cylinder 2, and I still keep getting back 120 when the others are at like 210, 200. So I feel like either a ring end broke and the ring is broken and it's causing a ton of blow-by, but it's, yeah, that cylinder just not building any compression. The valve springs, and I checked the valve clearances on this one and they're perfectly fine. The valves are shutting all the way. Yeah, it just, anytime I pressurize that cylinder too, it's just blowing out of the dipstick tube. So, I don't know. This is tough because it was such a good track day, and the Heat 36 is also blown up. I still have to do a video on that, but I popped the head gasket on that thing. I was driving on the street, and that thing needs a head gasket, so blown motor. So 2 cars and 2 blown motors. I think I was always saying that if the motor ever blew up on this, that I would just sell the supercharger setup and ECU and everything, because it's probably worth like 7-8 grand at least, and then whatever is salvageable for the motor, because I mean there's a lot of, you know, pretty good parts still on that motor. I could probably fund an entire like K24 swap, maybe do like ITBs and cams and make like high 200s on NA build for something like that. Just keep it simple. A pretty low point right now. I really don't know what to do. If you guys have any suggestions, but really sucks. But I guess just keep moving forward, because I know this car is really great at the track. It's just a matter of trying to keep it together and reliable, and just keep improving my track times and everything, because eventually I wanted to race this car in some more competitive stuff and not just doing track days with it. So I want this thing to be bulletproof, and yeah, just kind of a bummer and a setback, but I think like K24 and then making sure like the AC works and everything to still be like a good cruising around car, I think that would be a good option. But unless this is rebuildable, but I don't know, for the cost of parts for an F-Series, it's going to be tough to justify. But the supercharger setup on the F, it really got down. This car really punches above its weight in on the track, passing a lot of fast cars. So at this point, yeah, don't really know what to do. Just gonna sort of think about it for a bit and then move forward. But yeah, just let me know if you guys have any thoughts or suggestions on what to do or what you would do in this situation. I think I'm just gonna focus on trying to get the E36 going again, because it just needs a head gasket, and I already have the head studs and everything, so that should be easy to put back together and back on the road. And then this will probably take the back burner until either I sell the parts off or decide to rebuild it. But yeah, kind of sucks. After this video, I will go through and edit a couple hours worth of track footage from the last track day, but yeah, just a bummer because this thing was really ripping on track. But yeah, stay tuned for the next episode, and hopefully it gets a little bit better from here. So see you guys on the next one.